So before we even start the game, we have this picture. Snake disintegrating into many little pieces of little bit of everything from the series. We have weapons, characters, bosses, vehicles, things from all over. Snake is disintegrating into them. So, in many ways, MGS4 being the undoing of many characters' development arcs and the undoing of Kojima's will to go through things with the series, but at the same time, the sense of duty that he felt. So we saw that the first trailer of MGS4 was 2005. That's when Kojima was 42 years old when development started. Snake is also 42 years old in this. And he's old, and he's tired, and he feels the responsibility to get it over with, even though he's at the end of his rope. That's pretty much how Kojima felt for MGS4. So, accepting that many things cannot be passed on, or even if you do try to pass them on, the people who inherit them do not necessarily know what you were trying to pass on or the sense behind it. You got the keywords from just 1 through 4. Gene, meme, scene with 1 through 2 and 3. And then MGS4 is sense. Once again, because it's already happened with MGS3, but even more so with MGS4, Kojima is called back, quote unquote forced to do this when he didn't intend to originally, through many factors. There's the Konami pressure, there's the fans' backlash after MGS2 and Raiden and all the unanswered questions, and who the fuck are Patriots? Why does Vamp come back to life? Is Rose real? And all that nonsense that was supposed to be left untouched. And not to mention the death threats that went with answering those questions and making MGS4. So, through a myriad of factors like that, and also where you don't just fucking not do your job and quit the company in Japan, especially in the Japanese war culture, we can more or less say that Kojima was forced and felt the responsibility to do it, even though he's old and tired. And everything that the characters stood for in the series so far and their character development is being deconstructed and takes a complete 180 in MGS4. Thus the disintegrating snake. You gotta answer some questions that never meant to have answers. You gotta put an end to this. Snake's resolve throughout this game is very much Kojima's resolve. Get it over with. Once again, beating the dead horse to death. But all the themes come together and kind of dissolve in MGS4. All the characters, all the games, come together, you really go nowhere. Big Boss's speech at the end comes to mind. Forget about us. Live for yourself. The world would be better off without snakes. Without people playing Metal Gear and obsessing over all this shit. Yeah, leave me alone already. And then you have the beginning, which really is the end. This is already everything's happened. It's already after everything's happened. But we only see one side of Snake's face here, because it's already burnt on the other side. And the start screen is already the end, where Snake goes to visit Big Boss's grave. And Unheroes. But we just let this play. How was Solid Snake born? Don't worry, that gets answered in this too. There's an example. Like I was saying, Snake is only 42 years old in this, because Kojima was 42 when they started development. But accelerated aging, they do not cause. Well, no, don't worry, they explain that too. MGS4 is the ultimate explanation for everything that was not meant to have an explanation. You shut people up. But yeah, the only reason an MGS4 really takes place in 2014 is to match Snake's age with Kojima's age in the not too distant future of 2014, as they call it. Soon the streamers will be older than old Snake. Fuck. Don't remind me. Let me just check something. Alright, we're gonna start. I was just seeing what Three Dogs at. Yeah, it doesn't really matter here if we load a save or do a new game. Take a look at the difficulties here. Liquid, Naked, Solid, Big Boss, The Boss. Interesting that this game is 2 normal modes. Normal setting for Europe and North America. They're kinda going back to doing the thing with Japanese difficulty being slightly lower. Anyway, when we start the game, get a whole bunch of TV channels and shows and interviews and documentaries, cooking shows. This is what it's supposed to feel like flicking through TV in the world of MGS4. All these crazy programs. David Hayter interview. Who's this guy? FIFA remake when?
You mean in high school?
And then PMC commercials.
Well, my dad got.
Yeah, a lot of production value went into these. This one, there's Kojima on the right.
Whole family.
And we just barely caught him. This one's a very obvious food analogy for the game. Hell, the chef's wife is mad that he hadn't made the food sooner. It's the last chapter in the snake's life. But really, it's rotten. It's nasty.
She was mad because I hadn't made it for her sooner.
Yeah.
Mad? How could you get mad about food? Women, right?
Sure.
Kojima makes an appearance and talks about people being mad for not making the game.
Wait a minute. It looks like, yes, we are now ready for the ceremonial snake cutting. You all know what that means. We need a member of the audience to come on down.
Not so subtle after all.
Come on down, Chief. Don't be shy. I don't bite, but this guy might. This is the last chapter in this snake's life.
Goes bump in the night nearby, a sense of duty when the risks run high. The scum who wishes they didn't try. Wakey, wakey. Praying mantis, unmanned surveillance systems.
I'm pretty sure that's all there to mask the initial loading of the game, which takes quite a while. The not too distant future. Tired battlefield. Remember, throughout this game, Kojima continuously compares the battlefield to... or rather, he compares his development environment in game making to a battlefield that has become routine. That's some early 2000s PS3 piss filter. Game development has become routine. Maybe if it were up to Kojima, he would have named it Metal Gear Solid 4, yet another motherfucking game. But I gotta deal with these things. And how everything up until this point is now under control.
Has changed.
I'm just one themes, I'm just two themes, I'm just three
It's no longer
themes.
about nations, ideologies, or ethnicity. It's an endless series of proxy battles fought by mercenaries and machines.
Genetic information,
War and its
And
consumption of
battlefield.
life
motion,
has
and
become a
battlefield.
well-oiled machine. War has changed. ID tag soldiers carry ID tagged weapons, use ID tag gear. Nanomachines inside their bodies enhance and regulate their abilities. Genetic control, information control, emotion control, battlefield control. Everything is monitored and kept under control. War has changed. The age of deterrence has become the age of control. All in the name of averting catastrophe from weapons of mass destruction. And he who controls the battlefield controls history. War has changed. When the battlefield is under total control, war becomes routine.
I remember that Kojima's Battlefield, Kojima's War, is developing these games and having once again to develop another Gear game, more or less against his will. So you get everything in the series up until this point, and you control once again. Yeah, we got genetic control, MGS1, formation control, MGS2, motion control, MGS3, and then battlefield control, MGS4. MGS4's development is the battlefield. Or maybe Snake is just salty because these guys suck. I don't know. Alright, here comes MGS4's greatest feature. I love this. When you start, good transition into gameplay, but don't do anything for a few seconds.
Are you okay?
And Otacon starts nagging in your ear immediately. But then, if we keep not doing anything for a few more seconds, it's even funnier, because now the game will play itself. Just don't touch anything for a few seconds. More Otacon nagging, and the game playing itself.
The truck, Snake. Try going under it.
Unfortunately, the game doesn't play itself anymore here. I tried waiting some more. A little fucking crazy if it kept going here. Yeah, thank you for the 2 months of resale. Welcome back. Yeah, now we actually gotta play. Damn it. Now we can do a couple things. Otacon fucking built-in backseating, listen-only codec messages are so fucking infuriating in this game, man.
Don't forget, Snake. This is still a sneaking mission.
Yes,
The
yes.
basic rule still applies. Stay out of sight.
So if we go, we can go either way here. We get 2 different scenes. Also, the cutscene changes when you have a gun equipped. Dakshai, if that's how you pronounce your name. Hey, thank you for the kind words, man. We're actually about to switch streamers here, but yeah, we'll be covering stuff. And seeing MGS4 for the first time, I mean, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, if you go this way, we can see the gecko kick the truck. It's actually kind of a cool animation.
Pressing the R3 button while
Yes.
the camera angle over your left and right shoulders. Use it to get the best view of what you're aiming at.
Look at this guy. You good? And my back hurts. We call Otacon here.
Snake, the fighting between the PMCs and the militia is heating up. We'd better practice those basic controls now, while there's still time.
We don't see him on the codec because he hasn't been formally introduced, you know, in the cutscene.
You can fire weapons in first
Shut the fuck up.
First, aim
God,
your
it's
weapon,
horrible
and
when
then
you start a
press
new
the
game
action
instead of
button.
New Game
Look down the
Plus.
gun sight for a more precise
Otacon's babbling
This is
here
useful when
is
you
like
want to aim for a
endless.
specific part of a target's body. And Snake, don't forget, you can still move around while in
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Otacon. I regret starting New Game instead of New Game Plus here, because this doesn't happen in New Game Plus. Otacon doesn't have all these lines about the new controls and stuff. I mean, I see why they did it, but come on. So, since Otacon has been introduced in the cutscene formally, we don't see him. Instead, we
Use
see...
the left stick to move.
Shut up. We see the philanthropy logo, which Snake also has on his vest here. It's a little low res, but you can see it's the same logo there.
Pressing the crawl button changes your stance.
No
Hold the
shit.
button down.
Really? Well, yeah, now it says to let the world be. It says Snake and Otacon might still be in philanthropy since Sam Juice 2, or even slightly before that. But now the message has changed completely. Now when Raiden asks Snake and Otacon, what are you and Otacon fighting for? The future. We need to fight for change, to pass the torch, yeah? But now it's not that. Now it's to let the world be. The exact opposite. What Snake and Otacon were fighting for in MGS 2. Need to fight for change. Nope, to let the world be. Okay. This will be a recurring theme throughout the game, where the characters, whatever direction their character development was going, you know, just complete 180, nothing learned. Nobody learns anything from their character development.
Just keep moving. 1, 2, stay on the offensive.
Hey, the one hit they managed to land.
We need backup. Hit him hard.
What?
So this is the power of PS3. Jesus. 3 frames.
Try not to run into any gecko along the
Oh
way.
fuck, I don't have enough ammo for this shit, dude. Oh fuck. Come on. Yeah. Luckily this guy died. So I get ammo.
Snake, stop fighting.
It's actually very possible to destroy geckos with any weapon, as long as you know where to shoot. But yeah. These guys have no fucking clue. They fucking suck. They had like no training. Wait, you just shoot the legs. Works a lot better if you shoot the back of the legs and put them down. Your ammo's better used on me anyway. Yeah, what? And then you shoot at weak point. The top where the head connects. I'll take that.
Snake, the gecko are starting to hunt down the militia. Those things are deadly. You've got to avoid their close-range attacks. This isn't a fight, it's a slaughter. With the firepower they've got, the militia don't stand a chance against the gecko. Be careful not to get dragged down along with them.
All these guys just eat shit here. Eventually, they should all die. I think maybe depending on the player's location, they might keep respawning, but they're supposed to stop at some point so that the geckos take over the place completely.
No chance of winning this fight. Run away.
Not with that attitude. MGS4 Delta. MGS2 Delta. Oh, Jesus. We go up here. We should get a gecko who chases around. This guy. There's a little bit of animations we've seen in the following cutscene where geckos are capable of just climbing on shit and following you around. He's gonna grenade my ass now. Or maybe he hasn't seen me. Hello. Oh, that shit hurts. That shit really hurts. Oh, here comes a grenade. Woo. Get back down. You can actually get the weak spot from the top here. Get the fuck up. How well this game runs on emulator depends heavily on your system, your CPU mostly, and also following a bunch of settings and shit. But I've had pretty decent luck with it. Actually, I think the 12700 is one of the high-tier CPUs for it. If you look up, if you just Google RPCS3 CPU tier, there's a tiered list for all CPUs, modern CPUs. You get an idea of what you got. But the other thing is, it's not just about how well it runs, but it's a little bit like winning Silicon Lottery as well. Sometimes you just get crashes and freezes and shit, even if, you know, you can technically run it. So, I don't know what else to tell you other than that. Good luck. Are these guys fucking done spawning yet? I think so, maybe. At some point, it just becomes like a regular sneaking area with geckos patrolling everywhere. They're not really fighting anymore. Yeah, they're just patrolling now. I wish the music would change when that happens. And then we get the PMC ad. Turn up music. Alright, so they took over the area. I really wish the music would change to more slow-paced, sneaky music when that happens, yeah, but whatever. We still get the gecko theme. So we put on something with the iPod instead. Otherwise it's fucking chaotic. Okay, shut up. Now we can talk about the geckos a little bit. We also have Chair Race is the song that was playing during that MGS4 trailer I was telling you guys about. Something slow. So when the geckos appear, yeah, everybody knows and talks about how they make cow sounds, right? All the mooing and whatever. But it's actually not just cows. The geckos are supposed to recreate a couple of animals and nature's sounds. The cow one is obvious, but when you, if you listen to them right before they appear, as they jump into this area, you can hear, wait, hold on a second. You can hear like cicada sounds, right? And then you can hear the horse sounds, clopping kind of sounds when they're walking around here. Hold on, guys, I am distracted. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. So the mooing is the most obvious, but there's more sounds if you listen to them. And then these sounds are supposed to, like I said, represent some of nature's sounds, which are supposed to kind of like psychological warfare, where it's supposed to kind of trick the enemy into thinking that, you know, they're like animals and they're peaceful, and that they're instead, of course, gonna fucking kill you and stuff. And to some degree, there's also an aspect of, if you were to come back from war with geckos and then go back to like normal life, nature sounds will now trigger, you know, some sort of PTSD when you hear them. So it really is psychological warfare in a way, that if you were to survive and hear the sounds again in nature, it's pretty fucked up. It would give you some sort of PTSD from it. What the fuck is going on in the chat? I have one question that only viewer is allowed to answer for convenience. What the fuck is going on? I'm only interested in viewers' answer. Do we need to dispense some justice? What are these people even arguing about? I'm trying to talk about MGS4 shit here, but okay. Disagreement on MGS4? They're probably both wrong anyway. Only I am right. Alright. Oh shit. We should actually get the fuck away now. Bye-bye. If you could summarize what the point of disagreement is, and what their two opinions are, I may offer some insight. Maybe we'll just leave it alone. I don't even know what the matter is, so I can't give you an opinion. Sorry. We got a little something to pay attention to here. When Snake is finally revealed and his name tag appears, something happens. See how it says? That's a little hard to see because it gets darker when you pause, but you can see how it says Solid Snake behind there, where it says Old Snake, and then obviously you can see the voice actor, David Hayter. If you press R2 when this name tag happens, you can also see the motion capture actor. So we'll do that. But pay attention to how the solid in the background is about to quickly change to old, to match the text. So when that happens, there you go. We change to the motion actor and old. When that happens, the snake's being is taken out of him. Because if you take the letters I and S, or is, being, out of the word solid, you end up with old. That's the way Kojima described it. And yeah, I know it's a little silly, but it's Kojima doing wordplay with English words, so I guess, yeah, it's a little silly, but if anybody else had told me about it, I'd be like, yeah, you're full of shit, man. It can't be. There's no way. But yeah. That's it. Kojima tweeted about it some time ago. Or maybe there's probably some other source as well, but it's kind of sad using tweets as a source these days, but whatever. Snake's essence of his being is taken away from him, from solid to old. And we got a couple more interesting things in this scene here. Suddenly Snake doesn't know where to shoot the geckos anymore. Pay attention to what's on the box here. Don't be tricked by first-person view, we don't care about that. Good look from Snake's perspective here, but it's more interesting if we pause here. Again, it gets dark, damn it. On the box, one side says no place to hide, and one side says no place for Hideo. Again, a wordplay. No place to hide. Which we also saw in the trailer.
What is this? You're nuts.
And you're nuts. Again, just, Kojima. This box is almost like a call for help. Like, help! I did not have control over this. No place for Hideo. And then if you look at it, as soon as I unpause, and we'll be able to see it also when the box gets destroyed shortly. There is a link on this box to Hideo blog, Kojima's blog on the Konami website, which is now gone, but I'm pretty sure there's like mirrors and archives and it's preserved in some way. And if you go look at it again, you'll find Kojima talking about beating the dead horse and being depressed, midlife crisis stuff, and comparing the game's development to the battlefield, that he's put in. So it's like, damn. There you can see it there. So some pretty depressing shit. The entries around the time MGS4 was made. You got a slight lie here. When the watermelon touches Snake's leg, the octocamo changes to the watermelon pattern just around his leg. It's around his thigh. Octocamo doesn't do that. It doesn't have two patterns at once. Don't lie to me. But it's still pretty cool. Yeah, I do like the octocamo as a concept, but it just doesn't do that. And again, here, as if we didn't have enough of Kojima's depression, there's one more. In the credits, we will see, and I'm gonna pause it when it shows up. Opening theme, love theme, the famous Semen song that we like to make fun of. The lyrics were written by the man himself. So Kojima wrote the lyrics, then they got translated into, I think, is Hebrew that they sing in. But again, if you go look at the lyrics for the love theme, you'll see, I forget what the exact lyrics are. Like, shit, I should actually read it to you guys. Because again, comparisons of Battlefield and Depression and closing my eyes to the sound of gunfire. In a flash, I'm switched into despair. Everything for the one who lives inside a nightmare. Wishing for the world that ran out of tears. My heart is already dead. The hope missing is so much it hurts. As you can see, very happy lyrics for the love theme. Again, this figure of somebody who has lost all hope on the battlefield, living inside a nightmare, switched into despair. My heart is already dead. Damn. And Kojima's Battlefield is again, it continues the development, coming back to the series, beating the dead horse. So at this point, yeah. Let's just say that Kojima wasn't too hot about making this game. And then what did Kojima mean by this? Snake checks for booby traps, maybe some mines or something under the rifle. And what does he find instead? Why again, the man himself? Why is Kojima hiding under a rifle? I think it's just a cool effect, maybe? I don't know. But it was all worth it, forcing Kojima to make this game in his despair, just so we could get Old Snake's ass. Alright, guys. We'll be coming back to this. What's happening now is, when we continue here, we actually see the very beginning of the Act 1 briefing. But that briefing doesn't play normally in the game. Oh shit, I forgot that there's a scene here first. Derp. At the end of the scene is when the briefing would play. So you got Snake saluting Big Boss's grave. List of things that characters would never do, their previous selves would never do, but you had a lot of saluting going on in the previous games, and now we gotta do this. And for some reason I mixed it up and forgot that this scene is now. And you have Campbell coming out of retirement for approximately 20th time.
Even the dead have ears.
Snake, we've got to go. You've got an old friend waiting for you.
test results.
Proteome analysis was positive, but the mRNA analysis turned up negative. The wrinkled skin, the hardened arteries. Your early aging symptoms look like classic Werner syndrome. But none of the tests were able to pinpoint the cause.
I know that people will never not be confused about this, but no. Big Medic's corpse would be in outer heaven, exploded
Judging by how rapidly the aging has progressed,
to death with missiles to the face.
Here at best, right?
Yeah.
Zanzibar land burned to a crisp. That's actually Big Boss. But yes.
Snake.
Thank you, Kojima, for
Let's try
creating
another
that confusion forever and ever.
It won't make any difference.
Till the end of time.
I'm not an ordinary man to begin with. Not to mention Fox die.
You're right. But we don't know where Naomi
Yeah,
is.
he was in Snake's Revenge, Pandas.
Naomi.
Ah, Snake.
Colonel. Good to see you.
Well, I'm not a colonel anymore, Snake.
I figured the only place I'd see you dressed like that would be at your daughter's wedding.
Cool, check it out, Colonel, with both old Fox now.
I'm working for an organization under the UN Security Council. The Analysis and Assessment Staff of the PMC Oversight and Inspection Committee.
Yeah, I remember the resolution being passed a few years ago.
Snake, I came across some information in my work. We found him. In the Middle East.
Man, so many people have blue eyes in this series. Maybe because it's Japanese,
I'll
but
explain along the way.
Snake, Campbell,
Got to
Zero,
stop him. Now. Before it's too late.
a couple more of those people at the end of Avengers
Liquid's
3.
made his move. We found him.
He's preparing to unleash his insurrection. Liquid is lying in wait in a Middle Eastern war zone. Track him down.
Yeah, because the default black hair, brown eyes, you know, more common over there. Alright, I forgot that scene was there. Obviously, we gotta bring Campbell out of retirement for the 50th time before we can have the briefing. But yeah, now we're about to see Sonny's hands, which are actually it's live action. The eggs aren't, because they do some sort of shenanigans with the eggs later. They're probably CGI. But there's an actress credited for Sonny's hands in the credits. That's why it looks so good.
Only 2 eggs today? Solidus must have taken
But this is the very beginning of the Act 1 briefing. So we'll actually see this again, because you only get the eggs part in the main game. You see the Act 1 briefing, you have to save, quit, and go back to the menu and go to the briefing menu. Maybe they felt like there was too much going on at the beginning of the game in terms of cutscenes and stuff, but yeah, we don't get to see the briefing. We'll do the briefing with Three Dog, actually. I think we'll do this call here first, because I don't think that plays again. I literally just said it was an actress' hands, Ryan. Wait, what?
This is Snake. Do you read me?
What's the situation?
I'm just inside the city limits. This place is crawling with lizards.
Ah, AT Corps' unmanned bipedal weapons, officially designated Irving by the US military. They've spread like wildfire among the PMCs. There are more of those things now in service than tanks. They've got tough armor plating and are highly agile to boot. Your best bet is to stay out of their sights.
Unmanned. Pretty soon they'll have put living, breathing soldiers out of work.
Even so, that's an awful lot of gecko for this scenario. Their numbers exceed the war price for that region. It must have something to do with Liquid's arrival on the scene.
You really think he's here?
You'll have to find the Army's operatives and ask them yourself. Oh, and Snake, I went ahead and used the Mark II to scout out the area before your arrival. You'll find it up ahead.
Mark II?
It's a remote mobile terminal. Sonny and I built it. The Mark II will provide you with a map of the area as well as any battle situation data. You should find it before you do anything else.
Okay, got it.
The rendezvous point is marked on your map. I'll be waiting for you there.
Alright, finally, we're here. So before we actually continue, we're going to do the rest of the briefing. And we're going to switch streamers to do it. 3Dog will be doing it for you guys. Since we're so early into the game, we don't need to switch saves. So this will actually be really quick. We're just going to bring the stream down for just a few seconds. Stream is going to go offline for just a few seconds, and 3Dog will be right back up here with the Act 1 briefing and then continuing here. Alright guys, I'll be back later to finish MGS4, and I will be doing maybe some big boss runs and some messing around until 3Dog is back and he will do police knots. I think that's the plan as of now. But yeah, the stream will be back. Don't go anywhere. And pay attention to the first sentence of the Act 1 briefing, because it's more about the MGS2 backlash. But yeah, I'll let Dog talk about that. I'll see you guys in 12 hours. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back up.